folks, Mountain Matt here. I'm out on the Mogollon Rim in Arizona. Garmr and I here about to take the Sea Canyon Trail. It looked like there was a couple springs back in the canyon in there, so we're going to get back in and see what we can find. I'm not really familiar with the area, so this is all kind of new to me. Hope you guys can join me today. Thanks for tuning in. Now, a little bit of housekeeping from my last video. I mentioned the aspens and their ability to provide you a little bit of sunscreen if need be. I said between 7 and 10 for SPF. I went and looked it up. It's actually about around 5 on average. And one of the other things I talked a little bit about was the chaga. I don't think I'm going to get into that this morning, but we'll do another video on that and some other plant medicines you can find out in the woods. We'll do that in another video. So, see you then. Well guys, I was actually a little ill-prepared for this particular weekend adventure. I had originally planned on going up to the Mount Baldy Wilderness area and kind of exploring back in there, following that river back in and camping back in there. But the way I do these lately, I'd work a full-time job and don't get off till late Friday, so I usually have my stuff packed and head out. And I kind of, wherever I get to, where I get super tired, I just kind of stop there for the night and then start out the day the next morning. So we wound up here on the Mogollon Rim and figured I kind of looked over the map a little bit and saw some springs on there I figured I'd go check out. So it's about a 3.5 mile hike one way, I think. So we'll get a decent little hike in today. So, you know, I'm not generally a morning person without at least 3 cups of coffee before I can start producing socially acceptable behavior. But I'll tell you what, out here, I haven't had a single cup of coffee today, and there's nothing could make me happier than that sun just peeking through the trees here. Apparently he feels the same way. Birds singing. Now, that being said, you might have heard a little bit of noise in the background. I'm gonna have to find another spot to camp. First thing this morning, they started, I don't know if it's like a mill or a forestry management program they have going on, but they're sawing some logs back in there. Well, I guess I just happened to be walking by the road at just the right time here. A fellow traveler stopped and told me that up ahead here down the hill past the campsites there's apparently a mother bear and her cubs. So we're gonna try and avoid that. I'm gonna go ahead and leash up Garmr here because I don't want him to be a bear snack. I will keep you guys posted. Maybe we'll see some wildlife today. Well, that trail I was following wasn't really much of a trail. Just kind of ran alongside the road and then dipped back in here and disappeared. So it's not, I don't think it's too widely used. I'm going to have to cut back this way and see if I can come across it again. But while we're here at the rim's edge, let's show you all what we're looking at here. Garmr, don't you go diving over the edge there. Bleib. Alright, take a look at that. eating grass again. And the springs I'm looking for are somewhere down in there. So I'm gonna have to find a way to pick my way down. Wish me luck. I'll tell you what, guys, one of my favorite things about being out here is just no deadlines, no places to be. I'm not in any big hurry. Hell, I'm not even on a trail right now. I'm trying to find one, but I don't really care when it happens. I think we get too wrapped up in all the timetables and deadlines and hustle and bustle, and it's nice to just come out here, let go for a little while. You'll notice one thing out here is nature's never in a hurry, but everything still gets done. No rush. Take your time, come out here, enjoy it all, kind of soak it all in. But get off the couch. Now, some of you may not appreciate this as much as I do. I have a background in desert horticulture, so plants are kind of my thing. But I was walking along, and man, that is probably one of the happiest pine trees I think I have ever seen. That is just, as Bob Ross would say, happy little trees. He's a bushy fella too. Anyway, it's the little things that excited me for some reason, so thought I'd share. Well, guys, gotta admit, I don't know if we're gonna make it down to those springs that we were looking for. The non-motorized trail that I was looking for appears to be down that. Pretty sheer little drop off, and you know, I could scramble down that, but I don't feel like it, and I don't feel like putting the effort in to get back up, so I'm gonna go find another trail. Yeah, that's a whole lot of nope, folks. Well, that was a bit of a disappointment. No wildlife, and the trail was not where it looked like it was on the map. So, although I probably should have considered the fact that this is the Mogollon Rim, and that drop off there looked a little bit too substantial for a trail to just go straight like that without any switchbacks. But here we are. I'll take you guys back to camp, kind of go through the setup, and maybe teach you a few things. See you there. Well guys, this might be it. I think I found our spot. One hell of a view. You can see the weather coming in, and just gotta find a flat spot to pitch up the tent. That looks kind of promising over there. We'll see though. Could also use that kind of circle-shaped log there as maybe some sort of a brace for my tarp. But it looks pretty rocky over there. I don't know if I want to camp there. Let's see here. I think as long as I have my head up at the top here and my feet down, I'll be all right. Look at that. Well, I'm going to see what I can do to find a relatively flat spot for the evening here, and I'll take you guys along with me as I set up camp. Well, I found myself a little spot kind of out of the elements back here in the tree line, a little shadier, so I can sleep in tomorrow, being the lazy woodsman that I am. I'm going to go ahead and remove some of these lower branches down here just so I'm not smacking my face on them or anything like that, and I got a little bit more room to set up my tent. Mind you, the setup I have here, not bushcraft by any means. I would call this glamping for me. For removing these branches here, you can use a small hatchet, hand axe, what have you, but I don't like damaging the trees. So these branches are going to die off and fall off anyways. They're all dry. But you don't want to smack the edge of the branch here and peel it away from the tree, open it up to disease or anything like that. So I tend to use my Baco Laplander saw. It makes pretty quick work of them, and I'm not, getting my axe caught on branches or anything like that. And there you have it, all cleared out. Get rid of these last few pine cones here. Oh, and there's some elk scat. Nice. Scoop of us. Show you guys the tent here real quick. It's an old Eureka. There you go. The Taj Mahal of tents. Way more room than he and I need, but that'll be nice if we get some weather later on. Well, guys, we were about to have lunch, but that rain came upon us pretty quick. I might set up the AquaQuest tarp and kind of have a vestibule outside the tent and make lunch underneath that. But you know, I haven't had a nap in a good long while. I think I'm gonna take one of those and then we'll resume. He's got the right idea. Isn't that right, Garmy Garms? Out cold. It's been a busy day for him. Well, just got up and it's about 2:40 or so, and still raining out there. Had a nice little nap though. And, I think I'm gonna go ahead and set up that tarp so that we got something to hang out under, because I don't like being kind of trapped in the tent. But windy, rainy, it's alright. We can still enjoy this. Well, as quickly as that rain and weather showed up, it looks like it has kind of dissipated. We might have ourselves a nice evening. Have to set something up here and kind of catch the view of the ridge and eat our lunch/dinner. Look at that view though. I want to look at that while I eat. thought about just setting up that vestibule outside my tent, but I didn't want to miss this view. So I think we're gonna have our dinner here. I'm looking at that little tree, that dead tree standing up down there, dead pine. Might just do a plowshare style shelter, kind of cinch up my tarp to it, and we'll have our lunch. And come what weather may. I can't talk today. Come what may. We'll be all right. We'll be able to sit and enjoy the view and have a good dinner. Well, scratch that idea. There's really not much to tie my tarp to, and that angle is so steep over there that I guess we'll just let it rain. Not too worried about it. There's not a whole lot coming in. A little bit. Enough to get you wet. But we also have our dinner table here. There we are. Well, I was moving some of the flagstone here, trying to get myself a seat and set up so I could cook, and it seems I disturbed a bat. Well, let's see, what can we do for you here, buddy? I don't want to squish you. He's a cute little fella. Maybe just let him crawl up underneath there. He's gonna want to here soon. Alright folks, crisis averted. I convinced him to crawl up underneath there, so I think he'll be safe, and come the evening he can protect us from some of the mosquitoes. It was interesting, I didn't know the bats just kind of hung out under flat rocks like that. Must have been nice and warm underneath there. Don't you bump my camera. Come make your debut. Is that what you're doing? Over here. Seats. Seats. Gonna find some place to hang out. Well, it died down a little bit, and I got my windshield here. There we go. More or less perfect. Let's see what we have for dinner here. Rice and green beans for you. I'll go meat here in just a minute. Now, carrying heavy cans of stuff, not fun, but it's the only kind of green beans I could find for him. And just those Uncle Ben's ready rice. I'm going to be having some chili mac with beef. Might feed a little bit to him. Look at that. Hell of a view to have from the dinner table. Well, that was a wonderful little meal. Chili mac wasn't too bad. And I think chasing butterflies. I think a little later tonight we'll have a campfire, and he likes sausage, so we're gonna get him some beer brats. He usually has at least one. Anyway, we'll go kind of start setting up for campfire tonight. I'm gonna clean up the cooking stuff here. I don't really want anything too close to camp, just with the bears in the area. You never should have anything wherever you're cooking, wherever you're eating. You shouldn't have that close to where you're sleeping. Um, I'll go ahead and kind of walk you through how I do my, like, some important considerations for making fires out here when you're dispersed camping. It's not like your average campsite where you have a little fire ring and everything like that, and it's a developed campsite. This is wilderness area, and we want to leave it the same for everybody after. So you kind of got to consider things like heat and everything like that, and how it can sterilize the soil in that area. But we'll get to that. Alright guys, well, I've just been kind of sitting here soaking up the last rays of sunshine before that thing sets down over the hill. I did tell you I'd go over some firecraft with you and a few considerations, so I'm gonna go ahead and collect some firewood and get ready to roast up those brats tonight. Take a look at this view though. Alright guys, let's get to that firecraft. Now, one of your first considerations that you want to make, if you're cooking on the fire, you don't want to have it too close to where you're going to be sleeping. So I'm kind of back over there in the tree line. Really, I probably should be a little bit further away, but the view from here is pretty stellar. So I think this is where we're going to have our campfire. Another consideration to make, I'm going to make sure there's not a whole lot of like dried pine needles or anything like that could catch a spark and light our whole forest on fire. You also want to make sure the canopies of any nearby trees are going to be clear of your flame and smoke and everything like that. And last but not least, you want to protect the ground from any of the thermal radiation from the fire. So, because it can temporarily or for an extended period of time kind of sterilize the soil in that area, and we don't want to impact the ecosystem. Whole idea here is leave no trace, and that's a trace. So, what I usually do, especially out here, like on the rim, there's a lot of sandstone, which means a lot of nice flat, kind of thin pieces that you can carry over. So I'll show you that here in a minute. We'll just kind of make a little bed for the fire, keep it up off the ground, and contain it. And it's not gonna, I'm not talking like bonfire status here. So just something to cook the sausages over and head to bed. Well, guys, it's been a long day. Thanks for joining us. I think we're gonna turn in for the night. Garmer's already passed out over there. So, anyways, it's been a long day, and I'll be ready for some coffee in the morning. But have a good night. See you in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. Oh man, didn't sleep much last night. It stormed really hard, and this is why you test your gear before you go out, because we had like a puddle at the front of our tent here. Those old tents, you gotta make sure you re-waterproof them before you take them out if they haven't been out in a while. But Garmr was rearing to go, and he's already outside the tent this morning here, chewing on his leg for some reason. But let's get this day started, get some coffee going. Probably just gonna have like a bar or something for breakfast, and then pack up and head back down to the valley. Thanks for joining us.